Facebook friends. We are here again live today from the Coastal Seafoods production kitchen with some really beautiful red snapper fillet. This is gorgeous. Just look at that. This is going to be perfect for your weekend cookouts. We've got whole fish available and fillet right now, along with a lot of other things which we'll talk about here shortly. But this is just a really gorgeous piece of fish. This is going to cook up super nicely. And you can hear behind me, I've got my pan going already with some vegetables, which we're going to use to make a really nice salsa. So what I'm doing here is I'm just charring off some pineapple. I've got some onions in here. I've got some red Fresno chilies for a little heat. And then I've also got just a little bit of ginger. And I'm just looking to put a little bit of color on all these just to bring out some additional flavors. We want some of that charred, caramelized, sort of fruit and vegetable flavors to really kind of amp up the dish overall. It's just going to pair really, really well with this piece of fish. It's going to turn out really nice. We've got some other little accoutrements to go with it. So this is going to be really cool. We just want to get these, again, just a little bit of color. You don't have to go crazy. And this would be a perfect kind of thing to do on your grill. We were kind of busy, so I didn't have time to set up our grill setup this morning to do this outside. But you could also do this inside in the pan should it rain for some reason this weekend. I don't know if it's supposed to. I think it's supposed to be really nice. So definitely, this is going to be a great thing to do for that. And again, I just want a little bit of color on some of these. And then we're just going to mince it all up into a nice little salsa. Be super delicious, super good. Get the pineapple nice and sort of caramelized. It's already starting to do what we need it to. Looking good. Looking good. Sometimes you just got to move it around the pan just a little bit. Make sure it gets even color. Again, we're not going to do a whole lot here. We just want to develop some color and flavor. Yeah, so this is going to be really nice. You can already smell it coming off of there. Really good. And then we're just going to sear off the fish. We're going to get a nice crispy skin to it. The snapper is great for that. Snapper is just a really beautiful fish in general. Great for a variety of things. But it tends to also go well with these kind of really bright, almost island flavors. So really, really good. Oh yeah, this is looking great. And again, it's smelling really good. The onions, you're getting that kind of smell of the caramelizing onions starting to come off. The pineapple is starting to get nice and caramelized. I'm going to flip these onions. My peppers got some nice blistering to them as well. I'm going to flip that over. And I've just got a little bit of vegetable oil in the pan here. Not a lot, just enough to help prevent it from sticking. Those onions looking good. Go ahead and flip my ginger, it's got a little bit of color on there. And this last little piece of pineapple. There we go. So you can, let me show you this little piece of pineapple that I'm looking at here. So this is kind of what we're looking for here. Pretty simple. Again, not an overt amount of color, just enough to kind of warm it through and get a little bit of caramelizing around those edges. And this will make a really, really nice, very easy salsa. In fact, this one's ready to come out. Some of these onions are about ready. Go ahead and start pulling some of these out. And this is all going to get, like I said, just kind of a rough chopping. And it'll all go into a bowl together and make a really nice salsa. These peppers are looking good. These can come out. And again, just the smell off of all this is just, it's so bright and vibrant. It's the perfect thing for a really nice day. And again, do this all on your grill. This would be just such a great grilled dish. I can't stress that enough. I mean, obviously, you can do it inside, indoors, totally fine. Yeah, we're coming along nicely here. This one can come out. It's good. Get a little bit more on this ginger, and then we're good to go. So the fish, we're not going to do a whole lot to. We're just going to simply season it with a little bit of salt And then again, we're gonna put it in the pan and just get some color on it. This is a beautiful fish. This is a pretty big fillet, so I can season it pretty generously. Very nice. Oh yeah, here we go. Perfect, this ginger's good to go. This piece of pineapple's good to go. And I'm looking pretty good on my oil front. Again, we want enough to where that fish doesn't stick. And I'm gonna put it down, actually, flesh side first. And just get a little bit of color going on that top flesh side, while I season up the skin with a little bit more salt. Now this fillet has been good and dry, so it should get really nice color. Again, you always want to make sure that your fillets are dry before you put them into a hot pan. That's going to help the caramelization start. So let's start by just mincing up some of this pineapple. You can cut this as big or as small as you want. It's kind of up to you how you like your salsa. I tend to like mine a little bit on the finer side, but again, that's going to be totally up to you. And some of these are not a little bit thicker than some other pieces, so I'll have a little bit of a difference in texture. Some of the thicker ones cook through a little bit less, so we'll get a little bit more bite from some, which is perfect. Again, I kind of like that, but you can do it however you want. It's just a very simple salsa. Alright, let's see how we're looking here on this fish. Looking great. It's going to get a little bit more color, and then I'm going to go ahead and flip it. So this, I'm using red snapper today because this is just a great fish to use for this. And again, we will have it this weekend. I don't know how long we'll keep it because we've been selling out pretty fast. But we also have loads of grouper, which would work really well for this same recipe. Again, very easy to do, and this works with a lot of good fishes like this, the snappers, the groupers, all that sort of thing. We've got some whole black sea bass, which I think we're already starting to run low on. And I'm just going to go ahead and mince my ginger fairly finely. Like so. Alright, let's give this fish a flip. We've got nice crust sort of developed on the top there, which is perfect. Really nice. I'm going to hit it with just a little bit more oil because my pan's starting to get kind of dry. Just a touch. But I want that skin to fry up real nice. So that's going. Got our ginger working here. And it's going to kind of keep slicing through. And again, I like my ginger fairly fine, but you can kind of do it how you want. If you like bigger chunks of ginger. If you don't like ginger, don't use ginger. It is really that simple, friends. But it just adds kind of a nice little bite to the salsa. So, really good stuff. Turn this pan down just a touch. Nice. And what's nice about the snapper is it's got these nice big flakes, so I can kind of see into the fillet, and I kind of know where it's at in terms of cooking, which is great. Sometimes when you're cooking fish, people always want to know, how do I not overcook it? Well, you can kind of pull apart where the flakes are, and you can see into the middle of the fish, so you'll know when it's cooked through or not. And you want to cook it till it's just cooked through. All right, so we got our ginger, pineapple. Let's cut some of these charred peppers up. Again, this is for a little heat. If you don't like hot, you could use red bell pepper, that'd be fine. You could use jalapeno. You could omit peppers altogether. But I like the flavor that it adds. I like a little touch of heat. And especially when you char them off, it gets that just beautiful kind of sweetness, which I really love. And go ahead and just rough chop these onions here. I used red onion. You can use whatever kind of onion you like. I really like red onions for this particular type of salsa, especially when they get this little bit of char on them. It's just really, really, really nice. Come on. These last few little big pieces there. All right. So we've got our onions, everything all chopped and prepped, which is perfect. Our fish is coming along pretty well. Again, I turned down the heat a little bit to let it kind of slower cook through. I've got a bowl here, which I'm going to add all of my salsa ingredients to. So again, this is some charred pineapple, red onion, Fresno chilies, and ginger. But you could do a lot of different things here, and that would be completely legitimate. You could use mango. Mango makes a really nice salsa in this very same way. You just kind of char it up, caramelize it up. You know, when we get into the later summer months and peaches come available, peaches work really nice for this kind of thing too. Super good. I need a lime, because we want a little acid in here. This is just gonna, little fresh acid is gonna brighten up the whole thing. So let's go ahead and add my lime juice. And the snapper's looking pretty great here. I'll flip it over, check the skin in a minute. I'm using the juice of one lime because I made a good amount of salsa. If you have leftover salsa, this is great with some chips. But this dish in general, you could just serve with some rice. It'd be really nice. Again, it's very bright, fresh, clean flavors, which we love. All right, so I've got everything in my bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and just sort of toss it together. My pineapple's trying to run away a little bit. Get it back in there. Toss it all together. And hit it with a little fresh cilantro, again, just to brighten it up a little. If you don't like cilantro, that's fine. You could use parsley. Actually, basil would be pretty nice in something like this. Hit it with a little salt. And toss it all together. And we have here a really nice charred pineapple salsa that would go well with a lot of different fish. You can see how bright and sort of colorful that is. Tomatillo would be great here too, for sure. You could throw some tomatoes in here as well. I considered doing that, but the tomatoes weren't looking super awesome today at the store, so I opted to forgo it, but there's no reason you couldn't put some tomatoes in here. You could grill those too and chop them up and put them in, or you could just do them fresh, kind of however you want to do. All right, let's see how my fish is looking here. That skin is getting nice and crisp and golden brown. That's exactly what I want. And that top is cooking well. So we just need to let this finish going through. And I'll show you the last little bit here, what I got. I'm going to kind of clean down my board a little, so I have some more space to work. Lastly, I've got my little secret ingredient, which is this fried pineapple. I'm sorry, not pineapple. Pineapple is already done with. Fried coconut. This is just some frozen fresh coconut that I bought this morning that I defrosted, and then I fried in a little bit of oil with some salt. This adds just a little bit of sweet, a little bit of salty, and it's got that nice crunch to it. Just really nice texture that we're going to use to garnish the fish with. It's going to be super delicious. The snapper is nearly done, which is exactly what we want. Let me see if I can grab. Where'd it go? That's all right. Got one. Check that skin again. Oh yeah. Getting nice and golden brown, exactly the way we want it. Now again, when you're cooking fish at home, don't move it around. Just let it sit in its pan, let it do its thing. It will cook, I promise. You just gotta give it the time that it needs. And that skin is gonna get good and crispy. The meat's gonna be soft, it's gonna be succulent, really nice. Again, these snappers are fantastic for this kind of thing. Just really, really delicious. All right. See if I can get it with a little hot oil here. Get some of that on top. Oh yeah. This fish is just so nice and flaky. I can see it already. It's going to be absolutely delicious. This is great. If anybody has any questions on this, please definitely let me know. Always happy to answer questions wherever we can. Oh, this is just unbelievable. Again, it's so just nice and flaky. I can see in the inside of that fish, it's just about cooked through. Fantastic. Let's check that skin again. This is a pretty thick fillet, so I think what I'm going to do is flip it back over. Oh yeah, that looks great. That skin is just nice and crispy and golden brown. Exactly what we want to have happen here. I'm just going to let it cook for an additional minute or two on that top side so that it just finishes through. This looks really fantastic. I'm just hitting, sometimes the skin wants to curl on you a little bit, and you'll have spots of the skin that don't get quite as crispy as you want. And again, just basting like this and getting that hot oil onto those spots will help get it there. Basting is a technique that definitely more people at home should learn about to do. It's very easy. All you're doing is spooning hot fat that's already in the pan over whatever you're cooking. It can help give you a more even cook. It can help, again, kind of like with these little spots that don't quite get crispy the way you want them to. It can just help with all of that. It's a really great, nice technique for home cooks to know. It just works super, super well. Again, it's just nice and crisp and soft. So let's get a plate ready, because we're going to want a plate up here. Just for a little added flair, I've got some scallions that I just sort of shaved that I'm just going to sort of drop on my plate. Again, serving this with some rice would be really fantastic. You can garnish it up however you want. Again, you know how we do here. You've been watching these videos. Go as fancy or as not fancy as you want. It's entirely up to you. There we go. That is a gorgeous piece of fish. I'm going to go ahead and set right on top of my scallions, like so. Now, before I start garnishing this fish, I just want to show you kind of what we're looking at. You can see that beautiful golden brown top there. It's just nice, decadent piece of fish. And again, all those bright, vibrant flavors from the salsa is going to go really nice on top of here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of my salsa and spoon some right on top. Just a nice little pile. And I'm also going to just take some and just sort of go around my plate a little bit. Again, we're getting, more fussy than you need to at home. But you could put this right on top of a pile of rice and do this exact same thing. And you're going to have just this outstandingly fresh, beautiful dish. Let's hit it with a little bit more cilantro, because I really like cilantro. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a fan. Again, for a dish like this, it just really takes it over the top and adds that bright herbaceousness, which we love. Then I've got my fried coconut. Can't forget about this. And this is going to go sort of right on top of that salsa, like so. Again, we've got just a really beautiful dish. Put a few around the outside too. Why not? Let's live large. garnish heavy. There we go. Now we have ourselves just a gorgeous plate of fish. Tell me you don't want to eat that. Got the crispy pineapple that's kind of sweet and salty. You've got that savory, sweet, sour sort of salsa on top of this really decadent, beautiful seared fish. Now this, again, awesome on the grill. Can't recommend. All of this, with the exception of maybe the coconut, you could do right on the grill. The coconut, just toast off in a pan. You'll be fine. Just beautiful. Look at that. Super delicious. And I am looking forward to this. So I hope this weekend you make something like this. Take your pictures of it, share it with us. Again, we love seeing everything that you're making at home. We get so many people sharing so many amazing things. It's awesome. It's pretty inspirational for us. So please keep doing that. Love it so much. Again, we'll have the snapper available this weekend while supplies last. If you don't get the snapper, the grouper, just as good for this kind of thing. Literally just as good. So do either way, and you will have yourself some happy weekend eating. So I hope you enjoyed this again. I hope you took some tricks away a little bit, and I hope you make it. Again, we want to see those pictures. We want to see you share. We want to see you come down this weekend. You can also still do online delivery, of course. Online ordering, all that stuff is still in place. So thank you again for tuning in and watching. Hope you're eating well, staying safe, and we will talk to you tomorrow.